you need to present a vaccination card or an RT-PCR antigen test prior entering. Otherwise, dili mo pasudlon sa guard. Okay? So, unsa may exception sa school? Like for example sa school, such requirement, no? The presentation of vaccination card, the RT-PCR, the negative RT-PCR and the antigen test negative result is not necessarily expected of guests and visitors who may need to enter work premises but will not have a close contact or share the same space with fully vaccinated personnel reporting on site, such as, what are these? Parents and other community members entering schools to pick up modules. So they are not required to present vaccination or negative RT-PCR or antigen test. These parents or community members who are going to enter in the school premises to pick up modules. It is reiterated, however, that the required health standards, such as mandatory wearing of mask at all times, observing physical distancing, and preventing crowding, congregating, shall be strictly observed. Okay, this was issued last December. This 575. This was issued by last December, and then reiterated by the FTC 586 and 587. So there comes a time that there is a question because there is an executive order issued by the governor of the province. Section 3, no? Section 3 of that EO states that there is an exemption as to the RT-PCR and the antigen testing, no? It says there that those who are member of a religious group are exempted, no? Katong mga religious member of religious group, ang ilibitang religion does not allow them to have themselves tested through RT-PCR antigen or dili po sila pwede i-vaccinate. They are exempted from presenting negative RT-PCR antigen test. But that was effective only until February 15. So there comes another EO issued by. So if you think there was a conflict during that time, during January 15 to February 15, when the executive order issued by the governor and the DTFC issued by the secretary. So during those times, no, we cannot actually act on the inquiries, considering that majority of those unvaccinated are members of this religious group that also prevents their member from being vaccinated or from having tested by RT-PCR or antigen test. But again, today is already February 23, and the executive order of the governor does not mention anything about exemption. No, that does not mention anything. So the rule, the law that we have to follow is the DTFC Memorandum 575, as again reiterated in the FTC Memorandum 587, as clarified again by the FTC Memorandum 586. There comes DTFC 609, issued by the Secretary, dated February 15. And number 2 of this memorandum is also very significant. However, it says here, we have LGU ordinances. Some regional VOCs have issued resolutions enjoining LGUs under their respective jurisdictions to pass ordinances imposing similar requirement for workplaces in their cities or municipalities. Several LGUs have already passed such an ordinance. In some instances, LGU ordinances may have provisions that are unique to their jurisdictions and are not necessarily provided for by national issuances. In these cases, it says here, all offices and schools shall adhere to the provisions of the ordinance of their respective LGUs. Okay, so since there is no more conflict between the EO of the governor and our DTFC Memorandum 575, it is very clear that we have to follow DTFC 575. Again, since there is no more conflict between the two issuances. Okay, there are still questions because as to the constitutionality of these issuances that cause me some wrinkles. Okay, the rule here is that once the law is not declared unconstitutional by the regular court, it stands valid and effective. So again, since the issuances by the Secretary has not been declared by any regular court that these are unconstitutional, the thing is, since we are members, we are employees of the Department of Education, we have no other thing to do but to follow this. Otherwise, there may be sanctions if we are not going to follow these issuances. For those who are unvaccinated and would not like to have their, bodies tested, from by RT-PCR antigen, I would suggest, why write to the superintendent when these issuances are coming from the central office? So the inquiries that have reached in the office of the superintendent and already replied, but still refuse to follow the order by the secretary. We already forwarded those inquiries, those complaints to the office of the regional director, which will be forwarded to the central office, since again, the questioned issuances are not coming from this division, but coming from the central office. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you so much, Attorney Jill. Lahi rajud basta si Attorney Jill. Now it's the time for you to ask questions. If you have clarifications, please don't hesitate to hit our chat box. Type your queries, clarifications, questions. You are given 5 minutes po. While you are typing, let me do another shout out. Hi and hello to our friends from Tukuran West, basta Tuk West the best. Special mention to the dancing and singing PSDS of Tuk West, Dr. Jessie Taniola. Mission accomplished, Besh. Zoom in, please. Ma'am Shane in the platform. Ma'am Shane, are you still there?
Yes, Kat.
Okay, ma'am, we have follow-up questions po. Can we ask po what is the update of hazard pay?
Yung hazard pay po of the teaching personnel had been recorded already as accounts payables for calendar year 2021. And we are still waiting now for the DBM to release the cash for the accounts payable kasi we still don't have cash for the payment of such payables because the cash that we have received right now is for the current payables po. So, yung priority po for payment for the cash that we have received at this time is for those payables of the current year, like our salaries, the school MOE, and all other payables for the current year. But for salaries na naka-payable po last year, part of the accounts payable, we have also used the common fund kasi we could use the cash that we have received this year. Ginatreat kasi siya as common fund. So we already released the salaries. If you have already observed that we have released yung mga salaries ng previous years na hindi pa nakatanggap, and then yung mga salary differentials, kasi yun yung priority on the payment of that could be charged on the common fund. But for other payables po, kasi hindi na makapag-cater ang ating common fund kasi kung i-cater po natin lahat ng accounts payables natin last year, hindi na po tayo makapag-sweldo for the current year and hindi na din natin ma-download yung ating mga MOE. So dapat yun lang priority po muna natin yung mga salaries ang dapat nating babayaran na i-charge natin sa ating common fund. But for those other payables like mga hazard, mga allowances, we still have to wait for the cash of that payables to be released by DepEd. Hopefully, we could receive that fund as soon as possible. But as per observation from the previous years, we can receive the cash allocation for the payables usually on the second quarter of the year. But our request had already been submitted to the DBM, so hopefully po, we could receive that on this first quarter of the year.
All right, thank you, Ma'am Shane. Another question po for you, Ma'am Shane. Dili Manila i-check na quarter, ma'am. Gi-instruct sa checker na monthly mauna wala na okay amo ang AIP. And now I did not receive PBB again for the same reason. Is it fair enough that all my receivables be forfeited due to that unliquidated? Please advise on what to do since it was my second tranche feeding. Ano yan? But the WFP and attachment was lost. What to do po? Please advise as I am very stressed of the situation. Twice na po nawala akong PBB. Ma'am Shane?
Alright, with regards to that, kung sino ka man, si ma'am o si sir, much better po, you could visit our office together with your bookkeeper and you could talk about what should be the remedy for your unliquidated cash advances. Kasi case-to-case basis naman yan kung anong problema ng inyong liquidation report. Kung merong nawawala, maybe we could reconstruct the document or so ano pa ang mga ibang paraan para po makapag-liquidate po kayo. We would happily assist you on this matter po, ma'am, if you could reach to us through our bookkeepers or visiting our accounting office po.
All right, thank you so much, Ma'am Shane. Okay, this next question is for Attorney Jill. It was sent through Messenger. One of the M&E coordinators of Dimataling District, Ma'am Janeline Bahian, regarding anang memo about sa vaccinated o dili vaccinated sa face-to-face, need daily ang teachers. Now, ang unvaccinated work from home. Most of vaccinated teachers nagyaw-yaw, mas maayo daw wala sila nagpa-vaccine.
Okay. That is why they are required to present a negative RT-PCR antigen test taken 48 hours before the day of reporting. That is required again under DTFC Memorandum 575, and there is no more conflict with regard to that sa EO ni Governor. So that should be implemented. Otherwise, di sila pasudlon. And what would be the consequence? You know already.
Thank you, attorney. It was loud and clear. I hope it cleared out your query, ma'am Janeline Bahian. Question for attorney Jill. Okay, we have another question from Mr. or Miss Anonymous. With regards to the upcoming electoral boards training wherein teachers will undergo RT-PCR tests to be able to join the training, can we refuse to be tested or we just abide the rules even if we don't want to undergo testing?
Okay, that is a different issuance no, from the election. So that is required. Actually, all members, all the electoral boards like us, we are required to undergo antigen. So if you are going to refuse, then you will not be allowed to serve. I still have to look into that particular issuances though, because there is a memorandum by the secretary and the COMELEC. So I don't know what will be the consequence yet if you are not going to, to abide the said requirement.
All right, thank you so much, Attorney Jill. Antigen test is the key. Okay, I think there are no more questions for our sa YouTube. Do we have questions sa ato ang YouTube live? Yes, ma'am. Let me read the questions. Okay, we have here a question from the principal of Mulavi Vocational Technical School, Mulavi Zamboanga del Sur, Ma'am Maria Isedra de los Santos. We still have 2 unvaccinated teachers from MVTS waiting for the reply of their queries. Ano yung query nila, ma'am? Sige, attorney.
The reply is already in the record section. Please claim the letter replies.
Okay, thank you, attorney. So the reply is already in the record section. Ma'am Isidra, pwede na po makuha yung reply. Nasa record section po. First floor of the division office. Okay. We have additional input from our attorney 3. I give you back, attorney Jill Alpeche.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this one. The superintendent already signed the memorandum for the alternative work arrangements since we are under alert level 2. So right now, the requirement is the minimum requirement is 80% on-site workforce. So the schools are enjoined to prepare alternative work arrangement for different alert levels just in case na mag-shift na naman into alert level 3. But right now, since we are alert level 2, 80%, so that means 4 days in a week. 4 days in 5 days. Kaya in a week, di 7, di ay wrong ang math. Sorry.
All right. Thank you so much, attorney Jill Alpeche. Okay. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, let us lend our ears as we listen to the leader whose integrity and commitment are beyond compare. Let's give it up for our school's division superintendent, Dr. Maharani M. Jacinto. Ma'am, please take your time.
Very much. Thank you very much, Miss Beautiful MC. And with that, my greetings to everyone. Good afternoon to all of us. I hope that everything was taken positively by all the school heads, the PSDSs, and other personnel teaching and non-teaching who are with us today in this platform. As I listen to all the discussions, I think there is nothing more to say as regards those items, those issues and concern, considering they're all properly pronounced, disseminated, explained, and answered. Questions were answered properly, and I'm hoping this time everything is clear. And with this information that you received from the different resource persons, you might as well have now the tools in order for you to be guided as you return back to your respective stations. And in addition, I would like to have some points to share with everyone in this platform. First is this the idea that we will be participating in the PISA. So there is a requirement that those apps who handle the core subject areas should concentrate on their subjects, especially the selected contestants. I think we have 2 to participate in the PISA. As reiterated by our secretary, she's the only one who has the courage to participate and learn as to what level we are when it comes to providing education to our learners. It is a gauge for us to understand the level, the points, the programs and projects that we need to redirect, or implement to address of course, the impact of that PISA result, wherein we placed at the bottom. So this time it would be a challenge to Zamboanga del Sur because we have 2 learners to participate in the PISA. And it's a challenge as well to our apps who handle that core subject that will be tested in the PISA. So I think it's science, math, English. Those are the subjects that are included in the PISA examination. Another one is, this is for the school head. I kept on receiving back appointment, back designation for approval. Again, may I remind school heads that the person to officially designate the back are the school heads, the TIC, the principals for the school level, not the school's division superintendent. It is only noted by the SDS, giving information to the office of the superintendent that you have your designated back members. I hope this is clear to everyone now. So please do not forward your back designation for my approval, but for my signature that it is already noted by the office of the SDS that this is the set of your back officials. Another one, this is also about provision of technical assistance. I don't see that our people lack in the provision of assistance or not in the right direction, but I think it is because of our personal understanding that well, of course, we interpret it in the other way. Personal provision of technical assistance is provided in 2 ways. We have the instructional and we have the administrative in nature. This also will relate to accept that in an organization, we are bound to follow guidelines issued by our agency to direct us properly. Because you can just imagine how many of us in the agency and we will be implementing our own interpretation. That would be very difficult. That would create chaos for sure. That is the purpose of guidelines. Even a simple organization, they have their bylaws to adhere to follow, in order for them to have a smooth and successful operation. I hope we will understand that one, because as attorney had said a while ago, she developed wrinkles because of the different protest, inquiry, and many others that since not reading the issued IATF guidelines, giving their own opinion, their assumption, and their interpretation of the law. And I guess not providing the attorney with the right guideline for the attorney as well to interpret, just giving their own version of the law. Ang hirap, di ba? Just ko. We are teachers, we are professionals, we are supposed to be the light of the people. And yet, some of us, I don't know what kind of light, it seems it is going in a different direction. We are DepEd. We are not to initiate that thing that would create chaos in the community, in the society, even in the executive level of our municipality. You know, I also have my funny moments because of this situation that we're in. Sometimes I receive communication with this statement, for your guidance. Well, masaya ako, maraming nagbibigay sa akin ng guidance pala. Another one, informing me and at the same time, giving condition, provided that, in the condition that, bakit ba nagbibigay ng condition ng mga tao sa baba sa akin? Saan ba nanggaling yan? Di ko maintindihan, ha? I'm not saying na mali or masama ang intensyon, pero I think there is a need for us to redirect ourselves. What are the right words to use to address people in the managerial level? Bakit nagbibigay ng condition? Alam mo niyo, ano ko, halos 3 taon na itong ganito. Since the start of the pandemic. May mga for your guidance, may mga in the condition that, alam niyo ba ang mga pinagsasabi? Sana, magkaroon ng reflection ng mga tao. I thought we are educators. And another one, if you will not stop, I will. You're threatening the superintendent. Ano ba yan? So I guess there is a need for us, middle managers, to redirect our people. To remind them that they are in an agency with middle managers and top management. And they are not to provide condition to whatever. Ewan ha, hindi naman ako nagka-wrinkles. Si attorney lang. Because of those letters coming from the different teachers, ang frustration lang is teacher 1, halos lahat, new in the service. Hindi ko maisip saan nila kinuha yung mga pag-iisip nilang ganyan, no? When they entered the service, they signed the oath that they will serve without reservation. And yet, here they are, questioning the Department of Education kung saan sila dapat ang gumagabay bilang kasama sa agency. There are a lot of options to choose from. Ganun lang kasimple. Bakit ba nila binabago-bago and accusing people that mandating and so many others? Wala naman silang proof. Gumagawa lang ng dahilan. So, saan na ngayon ang mga school heads natin, ang mga PS, DS natin, to provide information, to guide those people, so that it will also give peace to our secretary as well, who is the center of their complaint. Yung mga sulat para sa akin, well, naiinis lang ako kasi hindi naiintindihan, pero sino bang kine-question nila? Di ba ang secretary din at saka yung higher office ng IATF? We only implement. Ilang beses ko na ba ang sinabi yan? We implement, we facilitate, we guide, we direct, and we redirect. Policy makers are in the central office, in the head offices. Yung pinaka-sentro, yung nasa Congress. Sila yung pinaka-core ng policy making, policy makers. Sila yung policy making body. O bakit ganito tayo ngayon? Well, I hope mag-iiba. Anyway, we're also happy that we are now in alert level 2 and we are nearing to face. I understand the sentiment of the CID people, the SGD people, because of having difficulty as to communicating to these teachers of ours. And I hope our school heads are with us and not initiating those kind of actions. I am appreciative and thankful to all school heads, to all PSDCs, PICDs, SGOD people, and CID people, well, of course, our ICT and accounting and all the admin personnel who have contributed to the success of our operation despite us subjected to COVID-19. We've been performing, well, of course, as expected and beyond, considering we are even offering our services to the regional office, to other agencies. And yet, behind that, we're also having problems within our organization because of people who refuse to understand and refuse to provide also their effort, which is positive one. Kaya masaya ako sa lahat ng nakatulong, sa lahat ng masaya sa mga ginagawa natin, dahil bumabalik yan sa mga kabataan at sa community. Sige, magtanong tayo sa sarili natin, yung mga hindi gumawa ng tama, anong nakuha nila ngayon? Pero tingnan mo yung mga may nagawa. Alam ko masaya, kahit masakit, masaya ang CID, masaya ang admin, masaya ang SGOD, at masaya yung ibang PSDSs, school heads, and PICDs with their accomplishment. Because some of them even achieved more than division level. They were acknowledged by the regional office and the central office. And our division has always been one of those recognized to be performing division. So maraming salamat sa inyo. Another reminder as well is about our accomplishment report. Ito ngayon itong mga teacher na ito, hindi ko alam kung teacher lang ba talaga or mayroon pang iba or may nasa likod. Ang pinagtataka ko lang ngayon, they're so busy with questioning the issuances of the DepEd, of the IATF. May tanong lang ako, and I want to follow up this one. Nasaan ang mga accomplishment report ng mga teacher na ito from the start of work from home? Paano sila nagkaroon ng DTR without the accomplishment report? That is DepEd Order 11, 2020. Compliance to the accomplishment report. In the absence of it, will mean absent from the service. Ito kasi hindi nabigyan ng diin, kaya parang, wow, naging masaya sila, gusto na nila, hindi na papasok, will stay at home forever. Sige, tingnan natin, school heads. Nasaan ang mga accomplishment report? Nagsasign kayo ng DTR? Meron ba? We'll make a monitoring on that regard. Tingnan natin from the start. Kasi kung pagbibigyan pala, mag-aabuso din ng mga tao. Dahil hindi kinagagalitan, hanapan ng ano yung legal na dapat i-comply. And it's not only for the teachers, it's also for the school heads and all employees. The requirement for the accomplishment report. That is the requirement of the department considering that you are given all the comfort, the consideration due to this COVID-19. Pero hindi nakita ng mga tao. Keep on questioning. Hindi ko maintindihan. Buti na lang mas marami ang mababait. Marami ang magagaling. Yung totoong magaling they've shown their best and able to provide assistance to the agency, to Zamboanga del Sur. Hindi yung nakakagulo. Marami ang nakatulong actually kasi mahirap during pandemic. I agree. I even experienced the same. The difficulty of reporting to pero nakakatuwa lang ang mga tao din, no? Mga tao sa division office, sa field, dahil marami din ang supporting. Marami ang magaling, marami ang nakakagawa ng tama. Pero kahit na anong gawin, meron pa rin nawawala sa linya. I hope this time, mas magiging mabuti yung pamamalakad natin, especially that we will be having this expanded, limited face-to-face. Limited pa rin because we will not require our learners to come to school. Only those that need most attention, assistance, and care from kinder to grade 12. So baka mamaya magkagulo dahil lahat gusto na pumasok. Hindi pa rin ganun Only those. And maybe few months from now, we will generally open all levels, all learners will be able to come to school. Maraming magulo, di ba? And I'm sorry that we were not able to conduct the MANCOM from time to time, which I now realize it's necessary for those people that have difficulty in understanding and keep on questioning, finding ways. Paulit-ulit na lang yung mga statement, parang mga plaka na basag. Walang pinagbago. I think it's about time for us, for the others, to reflect, to retrospect. Huwag maging masama ang tingin sa kapwa. Dahil ikaw ang napapasama pag ganyan kang makatingin sa kapwa. We are all here brothers and sisters and we are helping each other, but of course, we have limitations whichever that we would want to implement, to perform, to achieve. Dahil nasa agency tayo, wala tayo sa bahay natin to decide on our own. Kaya sana naman this time, we will be thinking the same, we will be going to the same direction, we will be helping each other and not pulling people down. It will not give you recognition for sure. And then another one, this time, I would like as well to congratulate all those who went to the Prime HR learning visit, because I know lots of information, knowledge were brought back to DepEd Zamboanga del Sur. And I know also that a lot will be coming soon. Ang worry ko lang, baka mamaya ang dulo ay kapirahan, wala yata tayong maraming pera. So yun, no? Dahil sabi nga, if you want quality, well, you have to spend for that quality. Walang quality na mura. Quality is expensive. I understand that. And as much as possible, I would like to support your growth. Malaki ang mundo, marami ang lugar. No need of pulling other people because you have your own place in this platform of DepEd. Your time will come as well, but that would depend on you as well. How you perform. How can an individual recommend an individual that is not best fit for the position? Let's be reminded that our attitude is very important in an organization. Pag walang attitude, well, ano kaya sa tingin ng mangyayari? So, ganun dapat ang pag-iisip ng bawat isa. Well, as to Udang, wala yatang bukas si Udang, no? Agad-agad, thank you very much for that effort, Udang. Hindi na ako nahirapan dumaan kasi wala na yung nakabara na sa daanan at malinis na ang likod dahil nagawa na rin yung room for the bookkeepers. I am hoping as well that the improvement as to services of the accounting would help our school heads, and it is a two-way process kasi. Huwag nyo kaming hanapan ng hanapan. Tumulong din kayo kasi kasama tayo dito. We're not just here to serve, but as well need your assistance as a part of the organization. Ang isang tao kasi, parte lang siya ng isang organisasyon. So kapag sinabi mo ng organisasyon, buong katauhan na nandyan, dapat magkaisa. Hindi yung hanap ka lang ng hanap sa kanya, wala ka namang naitutulong. So how will you define yourself then? Kung ganyan ka. Ito yung maganda. Rin. Ano rin bang nagawa mo sa sarili mo at sa iba sa buong araw? Para ma-compensate kung dapat ka nga bang maghanap. Baka mamaya, masyado na tayo nakafocus sa ibang bagay at nakalimutan natin nasa organization tayo. Marami yan. Sinabi ko ito ngayon para makarating ito sa teachers kasi alam ko school heads ang nandito sa platform. At teachers yung number 1 na naging issue natin at the moment. Na siya pa namang very critical in the implementation and delivery of our services as we are education sector. Critical ang teachers. Sila ang magulo. Sila yung frontliners, sila yung nagdi-deliver, sila yung mahirap ipaintindihin ano ba nang nangyayari. I was hoping that they are more understanding compared to us. Dahil tayong matanda na, sila ang in sa kapanahunan. Pero sila yung magulo. Parang nabaliktad. Buti pa itong hindi naabutan ng ipinanganak ang gadget, trying hard to be attuned with what is at present. Pero itong mga ipinanganak sa present, gustong maging matanda, baliktad. Diba? So, kailangan ang tulong ng mga school heads to improve the thinking of our teachers. Alam nyo, maganda yung sinabi kahapon ni Congressman. Yung quotation niya about education. Education daw is not just about knowing, but it is to train the mind to think critically. That would help and make individual relevant and productive at present time. Paano ka maging productive kung nakakagulo ka lang? E di, wala. Paano ka magiging relevant? Eh, ibang direksyon ang pinupuntahan mo. O di ba? Yung mga ganun ba? Kaya ano ako sa mga teachers natin, Diyos ko. Anyway, ako tinatakot na. Maraming nagtatakot na ano sa akin, tinatakot nila ako. Diyos ko, sige, takutin nyo na lahat ng tao. Ano ba yan? Ilan bang beses sinabi na it's an issuance that is being implemented by the Secretary and for us also to implement. Kung hindi kayanin, eh bakit hindi umalis? As simple as that. Yun naman. Kung ano yung sa kanya, yun yung sa akin, yun yung sa kabila, yun na sa lahat. Sa mahigit 100 na teachers. Yun na ang laman ng sulat. Kung hindi uobra ngayon, susulat sa susunod na linggo. Kung hindi na naman uobra sa susunod na linggo uli. O, ganoon ang ginagawa nila. Kung pwedeng salihan lahat ng organisasyon, sasali, ma-exempted lang. Well, nagiging obvious na. Hindi na teacher ang dating. Maawa kayo sa teacher ninyo, ha? Sige, mga school heads, I need your help. I need your assistance. Ngayon matest ang kagalingan ng mga school heads. Paano magpaliwanag sa ayaw tumanggap ng paliwanag? O di ba nakakatuwa din, di ba? Ewan, nabaliktad na yata ang DepEd. So buti na lang marami pa rin ang magaling. Marami pa rin ang gustong magkaroon talaga ng pagbabago. Tumulong. Yung naaayon sa hinihingi ng trabaho. Yun yung sinasabi ko, ha. Hinihingi ng trabaho. Hindi yung naaayon sa sarili nating gusto. Kasi ibang usapan yun. Ako ang gusto ko umuwi, eh wala akong magawa. It's not where am I needed. So yun yung magiging prinsipyo natin. Kung saan tayo kailangan, doon tayo. Kasi gusto natin magtrabaho. Nobody forces anybody to work in DepEd. We all apply, we all promise, we all take our oath. And yet, nakakalimutan ng mga guro natin, mga bagong guro pa naman. So anyway, that's all for our teachers. I hope you can help everyone else to facilitate the information so that they will understand this time that they have options. They're not mandated, but they can choose from those that will apply to them. Yun lang, linawin na para tumigil na sila sa kakasulat kasi nagiging katawa-tawa na tayo sa iba. Nababasa yan ng mga attorney, ha? Oh, magiging sikat ang SUR. Well, anyway, it's a nationwide problem. And yet, okay na lang yung nationwide problem kung tama lang yung reklamo ang laman. Pero kung hindi kasi tama, mapapakamot sa ulo yung mga taong babasa sa mga letters nila. Oh, meron pang mga quotation ng mga policy na hindi naman nag-a-apply, di ba? Ayoko kasi sana ng ganun kasi it's our colleague in Zamboanga del Sur. Tapos nakikita ng iba. It will reflect us. Yun ang magiging reflection natin sa kanila. Ibang pangit, sasabihin, uy, unsa man yung teacher nila, uy. Unsa man yung gipang quote, uy. O, diba? Wala gid siguro ni gabasa, ay. Sakit biya na paminahon. As much as possible, I want na ang people coming from SUR, wala silang masabi na hindi maganda. Dahil kasama ako doon pag may sinabi silang hindi maganda. I never excuse myself since I am one of you in Zamboanga del Sur. Kaya nga pag may sinasabi ang iba, di ba sumasagot tayo? Ako, sumasagot ako. Kapag hindi ko nagustuhan about Zamboanga del Sur. I think it's normal with the feeling of belongingness na nandito ako sa SUR. As much as possible, actually, I don't want to hear negative comments for Zamboanga del Sur. Kaya naiinis ako pag may mga, it's not about nirereklamo niyo ako. No, it's not. Because those issuances are not mine. It's coming from the central office. Kaya lang ang dating, hindi tayo nagkakaintindihan lahat dito. Well, Saan ba ang kulang? O di, sino ba ang napapahiya sa limelight? Eh, di taga-sur din. So, gano'n na. Kasi, it's quite a long time na naka-establish ang 888. Ano bang nangyayari? Di ba binabalik dito? Kung hindi kayo naniniwala sa paliwanag, pinapaliwanag dito, nakakarating sa kanila, well, they assess it. And sometimes, para silang di na nila maintindihan din. Anong nangyayari? Malinaw naman. So that's it. Because let's understand, hindi lang tayo ang marunong umintindi. Even in our letters alone, the content of our letters will tell us what information you are providing. Is it factual or is it just a storytelling? Kasi nagiging inconsistent na yung mga laman ng sulat. You're revealing yourself to them. Ganun yung nangyayari. So I hope mapaliwanagan ng mga teachers kasi medyo nasa alanganin tayo considering that we're about to start our expanded limited face-to-face, which is quite critical for us to be able to launch it as much as possible smoothly. Alam nyo naman ha, the usual thing to happen, not to showcase ang DepEd SUR. An advanced information, USEC RevC will be coming, I think, I don't know, whether it's to monitor the face-to-face of Zamboanga del Sur and Pagadian City. Kasi hindi naman siya pwedeng mag-ikot-ikot kasi delikado pa rin, di ba? Limited din ang movement niya. But RD informed us already that he will come soon to monitor this expanded limited face-to-face. So baka surtihin kayo school heads, sino ang mapuntahan ni USEC RevC or sinong madalaw or sinong ma-recommend ng SJOD at CID to represent the entirety of Zamboanga del Sur to be visited by USEC RevC and company. So, kasi alam nyo na, alert level 2 na tayo, pwedeng nang magbiyahe ang mga tao, medyo confident na ng konti, kasi we're reaching the herd immunity. So yun, pwede na. As to employees, teachers, non-teaching, and teaching, no? So, expected, darating siya. So, I guess, dapat ready ang mga schools kasi kung sino yung mapili to represent, yun yung dadalawin niya. Or else, iba naman ang plan, baka mag-hopping school to school. O kaya dapat handa lahat kasi undersecretary ang dadalaw, no? I think it's to validate what exactly is happening in Zamboanga del Sur, considering I'm thankful to everyone that our initial or pioneer limited face-to-face implementation is really, really very good. The feedback is really very good. Maganda talaga yung management ng mga nag-pioneer. Yung Kumalarang, thank you to the principal of Kumalarang. And then to Gipos and Suminot National High School, Gipos National High School. Thank you very much for your participation. It paves the way to the interpretation that Zamboanga del Sur can and able to manage limited face-to-face implementation. Ang ganda, di ba? Kahit na ganun ka-difficult kumuha ng concurrence ng mga mayor, and yet nagkaroon pa rin tayo. Kasi we're one of the divisions who offered more than one school. Kadalasan, tig-iisa lang. Tayo lang ang 3 at saka ang Pagadian. And for the entirety of DepEd agency, to include other regions, ang Mindanao lang ang marami din. 3 division. Yung Sibugay, Zamboanga del Sur, at saka Pagadian City, which were all well implemented. Kaya congratulations to all sa CID and congratulations sa monitoring na ginawa ninyo sa curriculum implementation, sa technical assistance. Thank you very much. And then sa SJOD as well in the preparation and ensuring that in the course of the implementation, everything is adhered to, especially health protocols. Kasi ganda ng resulta talaga. We are one of those na binigyang parangal dahil okay ang implementation natin. So, di ba maganda pag ganun ang dating? Hindi naman sa akin yun kasi school. Tsaka ang tinitingnan paano gumagalaw yung buong Region 9. At nakatulong tayo sa buong Region 9. And in the end, sa buong DepEd. Kasi alam nyo naman, binabati ko sa DepEd, di ba? So ngayon, nakikita nila pwede pala. And we are gearing to that, considering that we are now in the difficulty of that modular lesson. Kasi we are not attuned to it, we are not used to it, lalo na yung mga teachers at mga magulang natin. Kung tutusin, mas natuto yung mga magulang kaysa mga anak. Kaya lang, kahit papano yung mga magulang nakaintindi sa hirap ng pag-aaral ng mga anak at hirap ng mga teachers. Kaya nga, may claimor na yung bata daw, nakikiusap na sa teacher, nakuhaon na sila sa ilahang ma'am. O gipangutanag nga no pod, kay si mama daw isug na kaayo. O magsige na panuyo. May pa si teacher, kay mo smile pa man si teacher, bisag isapot na sa iyahang learner. O diba? So nakita nila karon how difficult it is really to be in a classroom situation. Especially with lots of learners having different level of understanding. So naiintindihan natin yan. So with that, another one is for the question a while ago about antigen to serve in the electoral boards. Hindi ko sinasabing final ito pero sa pagkakaintindi ko since memorial, if you refuse to any requirement, you can be replaced anytime. Yun. Kasi marami naman ang willing to serve. And it's not a mandate for them to hire you. You are recommended by DepEd to serve. Kung ayaw mo, then inform para makahanap sila ng kapalit. Pero kung gusto mo, well, you adhere to the policy. Kasi election yan, haharap ka sa maraming tao. It's all about people's safety. Yun yung tinitingnan nila. Ako nga, hindi nga ako nakaserve. Gusto ko mag-serve dati. Hindi pwede kasi kamag-anak mo tumakbo. Hindi, sabi ko, hindi naman kamag-anak, hindi naman third degree. Ka-apelyedo kasi. Yun. Wag na daw ipilit. So, yung mga ganun, di ba? So, that's it. Kung hindi ka magpa-antigen test, yun ang mangyayari sa'yo. You might be replaced. Kasi walang mandato na ipilit ka kung ayaw mong magpa-antigen o ibang usapan yan. That's rendering service to another agency. Though it's something that we are coordinating with the COMELEC and we are also responsible and accountable, and yet for about people, marami naman kayo. Yun yung usapan. So, ang hinihingi lang siguro nila is maaga for them also to be aware. Kasi hindi lang naman tayo ang gustong mag-serve. Even people in the other offices gusto nila. Dahil gusto nila yung honorarium. Yun yata yung triggering factor doon, no? Na gusto nilang mag-serve. So, intindihin na natin yan. Huwag na tayong dumagdag sa gulo. And I think kasama na ako dyan because for 2 years and few months, hindi pa ako na antigen. Ngayon, wala na akong lusot because it's a requirement before attending the training, 2-day training ng COMELEC. Wala na akong magawa. So I hope ganoon na rin kayo if you're more than willing to serve in this election. Comes May 2022. So masaya din sila sa teachers kasi tayo yung nakakadagdag sa gawain nila na gumagaan, di ba? Ay magagaling ang teachers. Talagang ganun. So another one, yung narinig ko kanina about pwede bang mag-apply? Ang titingnan lang naman ng isang applicant, no? Ang titingnan lang ng isang applicant to any position that he or she is interested to participate or to apply, tingnan muna yung qualification standards para hindi nakadagdag gulo sa selection board. Kasi pag alam mo namang hindi ka papasa, bakit ka pa mag-submit? O di ba? O, di ba, dagdag trabaho ka lang doon. Pero pag nakita mong papasa ka, dahil meet mo yung requirements ng position, then submit your documents for assessment. Pagdating naman sa, inaantay ko lang na tanungin kung pwede bang ma-hire o hindi, o ang sagot, that would now depend or depends on the people who subjective themselves or depend on the people that who subjective themselves to assessment. Dahil ang hahanapin, those or he or the one that is best fit to the position. Kasi ibig sabihin, qualified kayo lahat. Pero despite being qualified kayo lahat, sino ba talaga ang nararapat dahil may mga special skills kayo na pinapakita during assessment? Bigay ko na halimbawa ang AO. Ang AO kasi more on personal action. So anong panahon na ba tayo ngayon? Hindi tayo panahon ng computer, no? Hindi tayo panahon ng lapis at papel. Panahon tayong computer typewriter. Panahon tayo ng computer na. So nararapat na marunong ka. So kung marunong kayo lahat, sino ang mas magaling? O kung sino ang mas magaling, sino ang mas maganda ang ugali? Siya ang best fit to the position. Unwilling to serve without reservation. Yung mga, ayoko doon, kasi dito lang ako. O anong klaseng best fit ka niyan kung ganyan ang takbo ng pag-iisip mo? O di ba? Sana mag-reflect tayo sa mga pinagsasabi natin kasi babalik sa atin yan. Ang hahanapin ng tao, yung willing to serve anywhere, everywhere, as long as his or her services are needed. Yun yung best fit to the position. So kung may mga reservation ka, well, magpasensya ka na rin. Dahil hindi ka tumutugma sa best fit to the position. Kasi kayo lahat qualified. When you are accepted, assessed, and participated in the ranking and earned points, lahat kayo qualified. And yet, sino ang mas magaling? O, wala sa ranking na ng number 1 siya na. Isipin nyo yan. Pero it might be dahil nasa kanya lahat. So, ganon. So, nagkaintindihan na, tingnan ang qualification. Kung papasa, sumali ka. But the appointment goes to the one who is best fit to the position. So, ganun lang tayo mag-isip para hindi tayo madismaya at maghanap ng wala. So, thank you very much for those questions kasi it gave us opportunity as well to give clarification, to remind everyone, and us also to be reminded of what were the concerns of people that are working with us. Maganda yung nagsasabi kayo kung ano yung mga tinatakbo ng isip ninyo para maintindihan ng mga tao, ng taga CID, ng taga SJOD, ng taga admin. Kasi wala naman dapat mag-iringan in the service. Kasi pari-pariho lang tayo, magre-retire in the end. Aalis sa service. Kaya masaya tayo at nagkaroon tayo ng kasama na magaling, na mga tao na marunong, na mga tao na considerate sa kanyang kapwa. Kasi nasa society tayo nasa community tayo, nasa organization tayo. We're not working alone. We are recognizing people the way they perform, and we are appreciating people with their help to the organization. And we are thanking them. Kasi for the Prime HR, hindi ko na pansin kanina kung nabanggit ba, we will be launching an awarding ceremony that would be a grand awarding to all employees in DepEd Zamboanga del Sur. It's a part of the requirement of the Prime HRM. So pag sinabing grand, ay talagang gown talaga yan, and it's a special award considering it's very aligned with the requirement of the Civil Service Commission. So magagamit talaga yan kung ano yung purpose na gagamitan natin. So ito yung mga pagbabago na mangyayari sa DepEd Zamboanga del Sur, and I'm happy that Zamboanga del Sur is moving forward. Aside from being a very big division with potential employees, both coming from the admin, CID, SJOD, and down the line to the frontliners, our teachers, it's also a division that making a name in Region 9 as well as in DepEd Central Office. Ito nga in the provision of the dahil marami din siguro tayo, I just don't know, in the provision of the allocation for the instructional materials, we are given the biggest allocation. Ikumpara sa iba, 4 million plus, 2 million lang yung nagsumunod sa atin. So tingnan ninyo, well, mahal tayo ng DepEd. And a lot of, tawag natin doon, sub-arrows that we are to procure for the science, math, and ano ba yun? Science, math, and TVL. So yun yung pagbibigyan. Both secondary, junior, and senior high school. So kung ano yung ginagawa natin, nako-compensate yan kasi later, makikita nila tayo when it comes to allocating funds. Kasi they see, they saw, they observe, they comprehend that we are working and we need funds. Yun. Pero kung reklamo lang tayo ng reklamo, wala naman tayong naipakita, paano nila tayo makikita? O di ba maiinis lang? So ang galing ng pinapakita ng SOR at present. Well, hindi nyo masabing ako, kundi kayo din yan. Isang tao lang ako. It's just a dot to the entire population of Zamboanga del Sur. Kayo pa rin ang gumagalaw. Kasama lang ako doon. I'm happy na naging kasali ako sa mga accomplishment natin this year. Kahit pandemic, sa totoo lang, kahit pandemic, yung ITO natin, na kung minsan naiinis na ako, kasi dahil sa galing wala dyan, hinihiram-hiram. Pati so hindi ako makapasok-pasok, kasi wala sila, busy sila, yung mga ganun. Pero though it's quite negative on some aspect, pero it's a positive thing to observe. Bakit ba sila hinihiram? Dahil magaling. Ganun lang kasimple yun. Wala akong magawa. Hindi ko naman pwedeng wag. Di ba? Ganun yun. So, yung mga nagiging facilitator. Ang pagiging FASI kasi, hindi lang dahil magaling kang magsalita, kundi magaling kang magdala ng tao. Naiintindihan ka ng tao, tinitingnan ka ng tao, tinitingala ka, at saka pinaniniwalaan ka. Yun yung pinakamahalaga. Naniniwala ba sila sa'yo o nagsasalita ka lang, ikaw lang na naniwala sa sarili mo? Malaking tanong yun eh. Kaya lang, nakikita ko sa SOR, marami ang magaling. Request ng facilitator. Kahit gusto ko sanang tanggihan, kasi mas marami tayong ginagawa. Kaya lang, nakikita ko rin, it's for the employees' growth. Kaya hindi ko pwedeng tanggihan. Oo lang ako ng oo. Kaya tapo ng trabaho sa iba or kaya napapabayaan ko minsan. And yet, okay pa rin ako dahil pagbalik nila, kung ano man yung natutunan nila, magagamit din nila sa opisina nila. They can offer proposals, recommendations to improve our services as well. So ganun yun, may take away din tayo kahit papano. Yun yung mga tinitingnan ko. Ang take away ko doon, natututo yung tao, nag-grow siya, natutulungan niya yung sarili niya, at natutulungan yung kasama niya sa opisina. Ganun yun. Ganun tayo tumingin. So, I'm happy with that. Dahil marami per observation. 2 taon na ako, marami ako nakikita na magaling talaga. Pwede. Wala lang yung posisyon, yun yung kulang. And sometimes, yung qualification nila kulang din. And yet, they're going to run to that direction na. Nakahanda na sila. Oo. So, siguro yung mga kulang sa... Kasi yung attitude, yung kaalaman, nandun na. Baka kulang na lang sila sa exam. At least maganda yun. Dahil exam na lang ang kulang. Yung pinaka-core ng isang tao bilang isang empleyado ay nasa kanya na. Yung galing niya at saka yung pagmamahal niya sa trabaho at sa kanyang kapwa. So, my congratulations to all Sambusurians. Alam nyo, masaya talaga ako doon sa learning visit. Maliban doon sa pag-uwi ha. Kasi nagkawala-wala na yung ibang mga Kasi maganda yung pinakita nyo doon sa Region 10 kay RD Art. You're more than willing to learn. Kaya lang, hindi na kayo aalis yata. Na ako sa antay, ayaw nang mag-alisan. Anyway, it's for your good naman. Okay lang naman. So with that, I am thanking everyone, especially those who handled medyo mabibigat na mga responsibilities. At saka yung mga nag-dual ang responsibilities, wala akong magawa. We're short of staff naman at saka hindi ko pwedeng hilain ng mga tao sa baba dahil Kasi nga, may mga reklamo kayo and we're trying to address those complaints. Pero hindi kasi pwede na agad-agad. We need to facilitate strategies kung alin talaga yung most effective because we are a growing organization. Walang fix, walang final, walang process o strategy na fits to all. Yan ang dapat nating intindihin. Kaya from time to time, we keep on improving, innovating, and trying to address all concern, though we understand as well that we cannot do it perfectly, considering that time will matter, issuances will intervene, and foremost, attitude would come in for a certain endeavor to progress. Thank you very much sa dalawang ASDS. Mga gwapo daw sila. Well, ako maganda naman, Char. Anyway, thank you very much dahil lahat gwapo at maganda sa DepEd Zamboanga del Sur. Sa tingin ko ngayon, sa totoo lang, masaya ako for what we have done for the past 2 years. And this is, I think, for quite some time. Ito lang, ngayon lang tayo nakita sa DemandCom. And I'm happy to note that you are very enthusiastic for improving yourselves and committed and dedicated to achieve something for you and for the organization. Congratulations. Thank you sa ating chief, si Chief Magallanes, at saka si Sir Tardo na kahit may sakit, nakamonitor pa rin sa kanyang mga gawain. At saka si A.O. Mago, pinasaya niya ako ngayong umaga dahil malinis na yung dadaanan ko, totoo yun. So, and the rest of the members of the team, I hope si accounting, tatama na tayo ngayon sa pinagagawa natin para mag-improve tayo sa provision of that downloading of MOE to our schools. And I hope ang mga school heads din tumulong sa gawain para makuha ng maaga yung MOE ninyo. Lahat ibibigay, provided requirements complied. Yun lang naman ang hinihingi ko. Thank you very much to everyone at saka sa host. Thank you so much. At saka yung sa magandang nag-host natin na may pa-shoutout pa. Thank you. Nag-i-enjoy yata yung mga nagsha-shoutout dito. And sa team ng ICT, ito. Salamat sa lahat and may we will have a productive implementation of what we have discussed and shared this day. For tomorrow will also be our RemandCom. All concerns will be raised and hope it will be addressed. Once again, good afternoon.
All right, that was our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Maharani M. Jacinto. We agree, ma'am, that our top management in the division of Zamboanga del Sur are beautiful and handsome. And aside from the beauty, another requirement to become a top management in the division of Zamboanga del Sur is for you to have an M as initials. M, silang tatlo. Okay. Once again, ma'am, thank you so much. And we always thank you for your kind words and for always reminding us to become better than good. I am reminding everyone to please use our official hashtag. I think it's flashing on your screen right now. It's hashtag 8DemandCom sa Sur. That's hashtag 8DemandCom sa Sur as you post your photos in Facebook and Instagram. This time, ladies and gents, for the closing remarks and the closing prayer, I give you back our ASDS Raymond M. Salvador. Sir?
Good afternoon once again. We are truly grateful and thankful for the day that we were given by our Almighty to gather here virtually and to discuss and to be informed and again to gain more knowledge to use for His glory. We are also thankful for the Executive Committee Group, for the ITO Group, the Secretariat, to our in attendance, the PSDSS, the PICDs, our school heads and teachers who are also listening and watching through our YouTube channel. May you continue to be an inspiration to each and everyone and continue to support each other as we venture into new activities, new endeavors, and new horizons. May you not get tired of your support and your continued commitment and dedication to the advocacies of the Department of Education, particularly the Division of Zamboanga del Sur. Your contribution to this organization will always make Zamboanga del Sur one of the prime leading schools division in Region 9, and I know in the future throughout the nation as one of the leading institution that provides basic quality and liberating education to our learners. And I hope you would all be safe as we go back to our respective homes, to our respective places and above. And may the good Lord always bless and keep your family safe. And to end this, may I ask everyone to take a moment of silence as we end this demand com with a prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Lord Jesus, we'd like to thank you for giving us this day to gather virtually, to exchange ideas, and for giving us patience to listen and the endurance to be in this virtual platform from morning until this time. We continue also to give us strength to go on every day to face the challenges that you have prepared for us. May you always be our armor, especially in this time of pandemic. May you always be our torch for the youth, for our learners, and for our colleagues. May you also bless our family, give us good health, and may you always watch over us as we journey in this field of education. All this we ask, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Once again, have a blessed afternoon to everyone and keep safe.
Amen. Chester, photo off tayo.
Thank you everyone for sparing your precious time to attend this virtual ManCom meeting for today. So may I request everybody to please open your cameras for the photo op. I think we will do the Sure Sasur sign. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Sure Sasur.
Nasaan ang mga kamera ng mga tao? Hindi ko makita.
Some of our participants, ma'am, cannot really access the camera, but meron naman po
Why?
naka-open na po.
Okay, thank you.
Again. Okay, again. Sige, smile everybody. Sure Sasur. Okay, thank you, Mart. Thank you, everyone. This has been your moderator, Kathleen, saying, para sa bata, para sa guro, para sa bayan. Zambo sure, sure sa sur. God bless all.
Halina't makinig sa akin Tamang kabalaran ang kahihinang lalaki Bukan sa iyong isipan tagumpay na tatahakin Sa pangarap na lumuot, landas na iyong pagtutunguhan Mga inaasam, di mapipigil ni Luman Maaabot lahat ng iyong inaasam Kasipagan ng sagot, salat ka man sa kayamanan Buksan ang pahina sa mga aklat ng karunungan Edukasyon ating kailangan, kamamangan ating iwanan Ating liling-liling, ang himang ang hiling. Ating tanawin.